What are they called? Glenfiddich?
Gledhill.
Gledhill. That's
out
a good
on
band.
Monday.
Hey, Glenfiddich's a good name for a band.
It is indeed.
We have with us Ian Broudie, ladies and gentlemen. You will remember him best, I'm sure, for his time with the Lightning Seeds, who had the big hit album. Was it Cloud Cuckoo Land?
Yeah, that was an album, Jollification.
Way back when. That was one that had Pure on it, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Which is a great song, although it's got that bloody 5-minute intro on the album.
5-minute intro.
How long was the intro on it?
It wasn't that long, was it?
About a minute.
Right.
You have to fast forward and you do it, and then the music kicks in.
You didn't fast forward. You telling me you used to fast forward?
Well, man, no. What I meant by fast forward was one considered the option of fast forwarding and they decided against it to allow the music to build and give you the full emotional weight. How are you? You well?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're looking good. Ian is solo now, so you're not with the Lightning Seeds anymore. That's all gone.
That's right. Yeah, just done a sort of folky kind of solo album.
Well, we played some tracks from it. It's really nice. It's really good
Tales
stuff.
Told, it's called.
Yeah. It's kind of quite upbeat as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of it's very sort of not much production on it, just like guitar and as much as like a guitar and a singer just going into a microphone then onto a record as I could get it.
It's really nice. But is there drum on it and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's drums and bits and bobs and stuff, you know.
Do you write songs when you're in a bad mood ever?
I do. I write songs when I'm in any mood.
But how does that work then? If you're writing a song, because all the songs on that album that I've listened to so far, they all sound, as I said, pretty upbeat, pretty swinging. They've got a nice sound to them, even if there might be darker themes in the lyrics. But can you write when you're in a bit of got a bad head on?
Yeah, but I think you probably write faster when you're
just angry. Do
you know what I mean? Yeah,
I love you, like that.
Yeah,
even if you
a
don't.
very angry voice. Yeah, you'd write fast songs, wouldn't you? If you were.
I don't know. I don't think you could write a good song when you're in a bad mood.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know? You write
I
songs.
always like to think that.
Well, okay.
You know,
have a think about it, then give us the answer.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts would be.
Yes.
You know, someone like Alice Cooper, I'd love to think that he's in a terrible mood when he writes all his songs.
No, I think you know what he's
playing
like,
golf.
He's an actor, really, isn't he?
That's true.
He's kind of gets in a character to write his song. All right, well, we've got no answer at you there, really. I'm honest with you. It was quite an unsatisfactory exchange, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you're feeling the same way. Do you live in Liverpool still, or do you live down here now?
No, I live in London now. Yeah.
Oh, it's West London, isn't it?
West London.
Because a friend of mine has seen you wandering around, and she wanted me to say you should grow your beard again.
I should grow my beard again.
Because you had a beard for a while, didn't you?
I did.
And I'm assuming you shaved it off because when you had the huge hit single Three Lions, people thought, hang on, David Baddiel's got a twin brother.
Maybe.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's a fine-looking gentleman, as indeed you are, but I suppose you don't want to look like you're someone's twin, if you're not.
Right. I don't think we look that twinish, but maybe the beard thing,
well,
you know.
The beard gave you the look there.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit for you guys, wasn't it? Of course, for Frank and David and for you.
Absolutely, yeah, you know.
Was it number one twice or three times?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, yeah.
Well, 2 or 3 times. Which one was it?
I'm not entirely certain.
Ian, do you know anything?
It was twice, I'm being told.
Right, for a start, he doesn't know how he writes his songs.
I'm going to claim 3, you know.
Secondly, he doesn't know how many times he was number one. That's great to get a number one single like that and then have it go back into the charts. It's pretty much unheard of, isn't it? I mean, I think it's happened a few other times.
I think it would do it again if you did it next year for the World Cup.
Is there big football again next year?
In Germany, yeah.
Didn't we have World Cup last year?
Not World Cup, European Championship, I'm getting confused.
I think it's the World Cup.
Oh, it is the World Cup, yeah.
Hold it, is the World Cup every 4 years or every 2 years?
Every 4.
Just goes quick. Well, you get one in between, don't you?
You do, as you get older, it whizzes by, doesn't it? I'm still remembering the 1966 World Cup when I was trying to collect the little gold little coins from the Shell and Esso stations.
Well, I think they still have them, actually, don't they?
That was good. And you've got a big bit of cardboard to put them in.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like football, but I like the idea of having some coins knocking around. Are you still a football fan?
Yeah.
Who do you support? Liverpool?
I support Liverpool,
I would have thought so. And how are Liverpool doing at the moment? I have no idea.
We've got a very big game coming up, actually, on Tuesday. So
Against who?
Against Chelsea, funnily enough.
Which is David's team, of course.
It is, yeah.
OK, but Chelsea are really doing well at the moment, aren't they?
Chelsea are doing really well. They've kind of got loads of good players, and we're the people's team.
That's what he says. Everyone, I don't quite understand this.
It's the second leg and it's 0-0.
What does that even mean?
Second leg of the Champions League semi-final.
What does that even mean?
It means that they could get into the final of the Champions League.
Yeah, who cares, really? Because, listen, if they win this year, lovely, well done. But they don't do it next year. That's why I don't understand why people get so excited about football. It's like, oh, yeah, you get all excited. A month later, you've all forgotten about it.
I don't know,
it's just you.
It's not just me. That's the sensible way.
No. So you won't get elected if you do
Someone
that.
once wrote me an email and they said, everyone gets excited about the World Cup. More people watched the Dad's Army movie on the World Cup when it was on, and they didn't run on the street afterwards shouting, God free, God free. You know? It's like, calm yourself down. Do you go to see live football much?
Yeah, I do, actually, when I can, yeah.
And do you get excited when it's going on?
I do. I love all the singing, and I think it's a good occasion. I've always felt like that. You see, you didn't have the experience of.
I kind of wish I had.
Being a kid.
I could have bonded more with my fellow man.
That's it.
What are the chants at the moment on the terraces that are usable on live radio?
Yeah, I don't know actually. The chances sort of stay pretty much the same. Like
so, it's you are try and antagonise the opposing team supporters. Is that correct?
That's kind of how it goes. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not nice. And then you normally say rude things about key players or the manager.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, who's the manager of Liverpool at the moment?
Rafael Benitez.
Right. Well, that's a mouthful already. Is there a chant about Mr. Benitez?
Actually, I don't think there is a chance about him. No.
Something to write with
We
Ez.
need one.
Because there's one about Jose. Is it Jose Mourinho who manages Chelsea?
He does.
Okay, and he wears a coat for Matalan, I believe, is the chant they shout at him.
Right.
Now, I don't understand why that's meant to be offensive, because as far as I can see, Matalan make very fine quality products.
I don't think he wears it from Matalan. That's the disparaging comment they're making.
Why is that disparaging? There's nothing wrong with it. It's like saying you buy your couch at IKEA. So, yeah, and?
You don't analyse the chants, do you? It's a bit
Well,
like
I
saying
would. I'd be sitting there
You're spending
thinking...
too much time thinking about these things.
What's insulting about that? Jose Mourinho buys a coat at Matalan. Well done. Thrifty. I would have thought that was a good quality having a manager.
Right, okay.
Good, well done, you.
Yeah.
And he buys his shoes at, Stay White, or whatever they're called. True Step. Now, Ian's going to play live for us. The album, the album is called Tales Told.
Yeah.
That was out last year, wasn't it? And there's an EP as well, which came out. Is that come out this year?
That's right, yeah. Smoke Rings.
Okay, and that's tracks from the album or different tracks?
There's one track from the album
Right.
and 3 tracks that aren't. Yeah.
Okay, and the track you're going to play for us now, is that from the album or the EP?
It's from both.
Okay, this is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one that links it. And what's the track called?
It's called Smoke Rings.
Okay, as I said, the album is called Tales Told. We've been playing it on the show. It's got some lovely stuff. Can we play
We've got to play a record first just so they can get some level from Ian.
here
Well,
we
you
go.
know.
All right, okay, what are we going to play?
I want to play this because I've discovered this in the week. The Supremes with the Four Tops doing River Deep Mountain High.
Excellent.
Thank you.
That's what you would call a belter.
It is.
That's a belter, isn't it? That's a belter. Ian Broudie's going to play live for us. It won't be a belter like that. I think it's a gentler, more considered piece of music, I imagine. Just a man and his guitar, that's all you need.
Yep.
That's all you need. That is the wonder of music. It's an incredible thing. What was the track called again, Ian?
Smoke Rings.
Here you go. This is Ian Broudie, live from his current album and EP, Smoke Rings. Take it away.
Not a man of many words. He's wrapped up deep inside. Seldom seen and he's barely heard. All the secrets of his life. Life, looking through smoke rings. The circles of friends have all gone. They're long gone. In another time, in another place, all the things he could have done. A different life for a different face. Would he still drink to oblivion? His life is looking through smoke rings at the circles of friends who've all gone, long gone. Life is looking through smoke rings at the circles of friends when they've all gone, long gone.
That was lovely, wasn't it? That is a lovely song.
Thank you very much.
That's really nice. And you know what I like as well is you can hear your Liverpool accent while you're singing, and you're not trying to kind of, Americanise yourself or lose it. It's a weird thing. Do you have to consciously make sure that you still sound sort of scousy while you're singing, or does it just come out?
Just comes out, I think.
It's good, isn't it? It's a nice thing.
I was thinking now, you could adapt that to Rafael Benitez. He's not a man of many words. Rafael Benitez has a sort of feel to it. Could be on the terraces.
Well,
That's just me, obviously.
I think that's meant to be a compliment, but
I
I'm
think
not
it is a
entirely
compliment.
Sure.
It is a compliment.
Ian,
Well,
are
you've
you
got-
taking that as a compliment, or is that kind of like
Sorry,
an underhanded thing?
No, I'm dreaming of that
Yeah,
now, but
imagine
it's
that.
a strange
Would
dream, I've
that
got
be
to
an
say. It's a
that-
strange dream.
Would that be an exciting thing to happen, to find out that it becomes adopted as... Because presumably 3 lines you hear it all the time anyway when you're at football matches, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, no, that is that is great when people sing that. Really, if you're at a game and people sing it, it is. It's always good.
And do you get royalties when they sing it?
I don't think so. No,
That would be even better, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
go around with a hat.
Ka-ching!
you get them all to register as they leave the ground. You know.
Yeah. You produce a lot of bands as well, don't you? I mean, you still do that. You still keep that. Who are the people you're producing at the moment? Who are the last bands you've done?
At the moment, I'm lucky enough to be working with a band called the Subways, who are kind of young band from Welwyn Garden City. Brilliant band.
What kind of music is that?
It's kind of punky kind of music.
Punky
actually,
guitar
to be
rock
honest.
sounds great. Because you did the Coles first album, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
And the Zootons?
yeah,
And way back when, did you do Echo and the Bunnymen as well?
I did. Yeah.
So
I
your
did.
career as a producer is as solid and probably kind of as exciting in a way as your actual recording and songwriting career, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, thought of myself as a writer who produces things rather than the other way around. But I do enjoy working with different bands and getting a glimpse into how they do things, which is producing really.
I guess keeps you fresh as well. What's the key to producing them? When you sit down with them, do you say here's a sound that would work for you, or do you have to be open initially to their thoughts on what they want it to be like?
Well, everyone's got a different way. All producers work different ways, I think. But for me, I just try and not do too much, and just want the band to be able to create a situation where the band can express themselves.
So bring
really.
the quality of the sound out and the songs themselves.
And almost let them find a kind of voice.
And when you're working with something like that, if someone's voice isn't quite as good as it should be, can you tweak it?
Can you tweak?
Can you make it work?
Actually, it's people tend to sing really well in the studio because obviously you've got like headphones on and everything's perfect and you've got the time to do it. So there's not that much need for tweaking generally.
Good. And the Subways, the album will be out when?
The album's probably in a couple of months. They've got a single called Rock and Roll Queen coming out in a few weeks.
That's quite exciting, isn't it? It's a new band. We must get hold of a copy of that and play it, and then we can say whether if it's not well produced. Well, I think we have to say that. We have to point that out if it isn't. But let's fingers crossed that he's done a good job, because he seems to know what he's doing. Ian, lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
I think without the beard, you do look very nice.
Thank you.
I mean, you looked all right with the beard as well. I'm not saying the beard isn't a good thing. But you used to wear glasses as well, didn't you?
I did, I think, gradually as...
You see, the beard and glasses, clearly it was you distancing yourself from Badil.
Possibly.
Even subconsciously. Good luck with the album and the EP. The EP's out now. It's called Smoke Rings. That was the song you just heard, which was lovely. And also that track, as well as many other different ones on Ian's latest album, Tales Told, which was out from last October. So if you haven't got one already, get yourself a copy, because we've been enjoying it. Ian, have a great weekend.
Thanks very much.
What
and
have
you
you got planned for Bank Holiday Monday?
I'm going to go and meet my son. We can play a bit of tennis and just hang out, really.
That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? That's a good day. Hey, be careful, though. I cut my finger opening a new can of tennis balls the other day.
Got to be careful with those things.
Look at that.
Where?
What do you mean, where? I almost fainted from the loss of blood. You get a cut down there on the soft pad, a lot of blood comes out.
Oh, dear.
Just put a record on, will you?
Well, this is for the apronites. Get your aprons out.
Okay, yeah, belatedly a Desmond Decker thing.